Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here and you don't know my face, my name is Stephanie Jean and this is my channel where I like to talk about stuff on the internet. Today we are discussing my favorite Harry Potter theories, and I am talking about Harry Potter, the wonderful, amazing children's book series that shaped my life and many of my friends' lives and means so much to us as a generation, excluding the author who is cancelled and who we don't talk about. And it's a great thing that, as John Green said, you know, books belong to their readers. So before we get too far into the video, I do want to say that I have done minimal research for these theories. There's a lot of other more detailed videos out there. I just wanted to kind of state what my favorite theories are and ones that I really want to be true. So let's do that. So my first favorite theory, and the one I always talk about when I'm with my friends and everything, is that Draco Malfoy is not a Death Eater, but a werewolf. Again, I did not fact check myself on this, so if somebody else has the time and the energy to do that, you know, it's great. But as far as I can remember, there are no specific citations in the books that say that Draco Malfoy is in fact a Death Eater, that he has the dark mark tattooed on his arm. It does show it in the movie adaptation of Half-Blood Prince when he shows Dumbledore, you know, the dark mark, but Harry doesn't see the dark mark. He just assumes that it's the dark mark. But it could very easily be a werewolf bite. Also, why? Why, biker? Why? Why are you just sitting outside my window? I love this theory because it makes so much sense to me. Like, Voldemort's whole thing is about the purity of bloodlines and race. Well, not race, but essentially, like, we know it's race. But Voldemort's whole thing is about the purity of bloodlines, right? And so for the Malfoy family, having a pure bloodline, being one of the Sacred 28, which are all the family names of wizards, all the wizard family names that are purebloods. That's something that's very important to them, and that's evident throughout the entire series. Like, there's no doubt that being a pureblood is something that the Malfoys value. And that is true for, I would venture to say, all Death Eaters, because that's kind of Voldemort's, like, main point, right, is to clean the bloodlines, to put muggles in their place. So, because Voldemort operates off of fear and not loyalty, he has this werewolf that you guys might be familiar with, I cannot pronounce his name, Fenrir Greyback, who is responsible for Lupin being a werewolf, Bill Weasley being a werewolf. So, why is he around? Well, he's a threat. So Voldemort can tell his followers that if they don't listen to him, Greyback is going to turn their children into werewolves, therefore ruining the pure blood line in that family. Now, now out of all the Death Eaters, who messes up the most? It's gotta be Lucius Malfoy. I mean, we start off, he tried to bring Voldemort back in Chamber of Secrets with Tom Riddle's diary, ended up, which resulted in, obviously, a Horcrux being destroyed. Did Malfoy know it was a Horcrux? I don't know. Maybe. And then again in Order of the Phoenix with the prophecy, it's his fault that the prophecy gets smashed. And after that, really, Voldemort has, like, no trust for him. So, it kind of gets a little rough for the Malfoy family there, but I definitely believe that there's no way Voldemort would have been like, oh yeah, it's okay, Malfoy, I know you didn't mean it. Like, no, he's gonna have some retribution, and since Lucius Malfoy is still alive, Narcissa Malfoy is still alive, Draco Malfoy is still alive, he clearly did not kill them. So what did he do instead? I like to think that he turned Draco into a werewolf, which would also be why Narcissa goes to Snape to help him during the beginning of during the beginning of Half-Blood Prince. Now granted, it is true that, you know, Snape is a Hogwarts teacher, and that could also be why it's definitely not hurting the case of why Narcissa chose Snape to be the one to protect her son. Like, he's there, she knows she can trust him, or she believes she can trust him. Can any of us trust Snape? I don't know. But also, he's a potions master, and in Prisoner of Azkaban, he was responsible for helping Lupin maintain himself, even though his condition was absolutely, like, it's a full-blown werewolf issue. I like to think that that's an added layer on top of the turmoil that he's already going through. I'm talking about Draco here. Already going through this trauma and turmoil internally of having to kill Albus Dumbledore. Not because he respects Dumbledore, not because he has any particular feelings one way or another about Dumbledore, although I think he does, and that's a whole different conversation. I think that, you know, being a 16-year-old boy and you have to kill one of the most powerful wizards ever. And if you don't, you're basically done for. Like, you're gonna die. It's either you kill him or you're gonna get killed. And so he goes the entire year in ways to try and do it indirectly, which, I mean, kind of makes sense. But that's a toll that's gonna wear on you, and that on top of also dealing with being, you know, a werewolf, a new werewolf, going through these new transformations with your body every month, not knowing how to control yourself. I mean, both of those weighing down on him is so interesting. But like I said, it was disproven by the film, but I still like that theory. Another theory is that Draco was actually supposed to be the chosen one. So in the prophecy, it says that there was a child going to be born between around this specific time, and that person was essentially going to be the arch nemesis of Lord Voldemort. Now, being in the Death Eater circle, Lucius Malfoy would have known about this detail of the prophecy. Keep in mind that we know that Voldemort didn't know the whole prophecy, meaning he didn't know the end, which was the neither can live while the other survives, but he did know the part about a boy being born around a certain time, and that boy would be his greatest threat. Now, we know that Voldemort chose Harry and marked Harry to be the chosen one against him because it says in the prophecy that the Dark Lord will make him his equal. Well, he went to the Potter house in Godric's Hollow, therefore choosing Harry to be the chosen one. Meanwhile, Bellatrix Lestrange went to the Longbottom household, tortured Frank and Alice Longbottom, which meant that Neville could have also been the chosen one, but was not because Voldemort didn't go to that house. If they had switched, it would have been completely different. But there's a theory that Draco was born a little early. Draco was actually supposed to be born, as the theory goes, Draco was actually supposed to be born in the time frame that would have made him a candidate to being one of the chosen ones. But Narcissa, wanting to protect her son, by some magical means, I guess, had her baby early. But Draco could have been the chosen one, and I think that would have been absolutely phenomenal as like a plot twist, right? Like, we could say all we want, but that would have been a phenomenal plot twist if he still ended up being the chosen one, because like his due date was in the time frame, but he wasn't born in the time frame. Like, I would have loved it if Draco had like taken out a Horcrux. That would have been a chef's kiss. So those are my favorite Harry Potter theories. I'm sorry this video is kind of random. I'm at super low energy and I'm super tired, but hey, we're gonna keep pushing through. Everything's gonna be okay. As always, you can connect with me online at P_StephanieJean, and I will see you in another JuneTube video tomorrow. Don't let the muggles get you down. Love you, bye!